The title of this video is "Do Errol Spence have the best jab in boxing?" I want y'all to leave your comments who you think have a better jab. I believe Errol Spence has the best jab in boxing. In this video right here, this footage of him breaking Special K, Mr. Brownie himself, Mr. Chocolate Brownies himself. You're gonna get some of these chocolate brownies, both. When I first heard him talk about chocolate brownie, I know he got a connection, a deep connection with the gay community. I really thought he was talking about his ass when he talking about chocolate. I said, I know this nigga is not sitting up here asking Spence, do he want some of his ass? But he say it's his fist. I'm gonna take his word for it. But just take a look at this jab, the way this jab. Now I'll be doing a lot of these videos on certain little aspects of this guy. You could look at his jab and tell he's an Olympian with this jab. This is right. This jab have at least 6 or 7 variations of this one jab. He got like 6 or 7 different jabs he used. And I'm gonna let you see some of them. There you go. This is great. Just a regular old basic jab. You see that? He got all kind of jabs. He may got the best jab in business. Canelo have an awesome jab. And Triple G have a better jab. But I believe Errol Spence jab is more consistent than both of theirs. I believe it's Canelo throw his jab more, he will have more knockouts if he consistently go to the jab. He will have way more knockouts than what he have, and this motherfucker have a lot of fucking knockouts. But if he would have stopped Triple G, if he would have kept using in the second round instead of trying to walk him down and prove to everybody that he can hit him, I believe it. I believe he would have got way harder shots off if he would constantly stay behind his jab. Now Errol Spence, see the rhythm. Check this rhythm. Watch how he changed rhythms. He fighting that boom, boom, boom. Look at the rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. Then he'll change rhythm. Then he'll shoot. Look at this jab, man. He changed rhythm. Look at that rhythm. Look at that rhythm. He's looking at that rhythm, and then he changed the speeds and shoot a fast jab. And sometimes he'll have fast rhythm, and then he'll shoot a slow jab just to get your attention. Then shoot the fast jab, because you'll never be able to time the jab if you don't know the speed of it. And Errol Spence and Kell Brook was not able to pick up on the speed of Errol Spence jab due to the different ways he threw it, different speeds, different tempos, different rhythm, and he also used that back foot. He used that, he transferred his weight to the back foot to get out the way of Kell Brook attacks. He a master at this, but people confuse this guy being a brawler. He's far from a brawler. He's way more technical. He uses his defense. Another thing, he uses some people slip shots. You don't see Errol Spence rolling under a lot of shots. Or you don't see him rolling under a lot of shots. He uses his legs for defense, and that's to keep him. That's to keep him on balance and keep him from being off balance and running to a lot of shots. Because I know a lot of people duck shots real good, but then if a person throw another punch, and you have to slip that when you're still in the pocket, you're in a bad position. Errol Spence uses his feet so he can stay on balance and stay in position to throw shots. He don't want to let you dictate the flow of the fight. He dictate the flow of the fight with his jab, and that's what makes him special right now. And I'm talking from a boxing perspective, not no fanboy shit. I'm a fan of the sport. His name could have been Joe Blue. I still would be talking about this jab. This jab, he beat Brooks with the jab alone. He threw shit off the jab, but the jab kept him so occupied and so busy, he didn't have time enough to catch up with the upper punches that Errol Spence was sneaking in on body work. Look at that, look at that, look at that. That half jab, something like a pro. Look Look at that. He just shooting that up there. That was slow. Look at the speed. Look how slow it is. It don't have a lot of speed. It don't have a lot of speed on it. But the next one probably has speed on it. So you can never time him. He constantly set traps through the whole fight. From round one, he's setting traps. He don't wait till the third or fourth round to get warmed up with the traps. He start the traps from the get-go. Kell Brook, right? This Kell Brook would have beat most fighters, or most fighters in the welterweight division. After the Triple G loss, it's just that Errol Spence strategy and the way he fight was too much to overcome for Special K. Mr. Chocolate Brownies, you're gonna get a couple of brownies tonight. Look at the jab, man. Look at the jab. Everything. The jab was constantly pumping. Pause. Look at that jab. Look at that jab. Look at that jab. That fast. Look at that. He busting Special K up. He really is a Special K now. Look at that. Look at that 1-2. Right, 1-2. Right off the jab. Can't time it. Can't get under it. Danny Garcia gonna have a whole lot of problems because you're using his back foot to get out the way, so you won't be that'll stop Danny Garcia from shooting that left hook because he's not going to be there. He gets out of there with his feet. He get out there with his feet. Some people use their feet for defense. I was taught that way too. I was taught both ways. I was taught to slip, to get out there and counter off of that, or use my feet just to back up and to reset. Resetting is underrated. It's good to keep your opponent keep setting up his shots that'll keep him off balance, to keep him from getting his offense off on you. That's a way of keeping him busy while you work. Everything off that jab. That uppercut was off the jab. All them hard shots with that body work, that was off the jab. The jab if it was for the jab, he wouldn't have these openings. His defense will be laced down real tight, but since he got to worry about the jab, and look at that, that makes his offense even more easier. Look at that body work. Look at that body work. And I think we're gonna see a better Errol Spence than this. His next fight against Danny. I think he's gonna be a little stronger, because people think that Blu-ray made him strong. When you run, when your body is in peak condition and your cardio is up, you able to maintain your strength throughout the whole rounds. Not just you could be extra strong if you get your cardio to where it's supposed to be at. You got a bunch of prison bars in your flow, nigga. Baron Davis, come and get some of this old clipper. Look at that shit, yo. The jab must be respected. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that. Double probe, then move his feet. Didn't even throw a punch. Double probe, shot 2 probes out there, probe. Got out of there. Y'all let me know who got a better jab. Who have a better jab than Errol Spence in boxing? And sometimes having the best is doing it different ways and staying consistent. Some people may have a better jab, or are they consistent using their jab throughout the whole 12 rounds, or as long as the fight lasts. Because before a minute have elapsed inside the fight, you can see him. He probably done threw 5 or 6 jabs before a minute have passed inside the fight. Look at that. Look at that eye. That right eye is damaged. Bam, because of the jab. He battered and bruised him. And this was a motivated. I'm talking about when you motivated, man, you can walk through walls if you motivated. Kell Brook was motivated because he really didn't want this fight. And the fans Wouldn't let him take no other fights. He was kind of pressured. If you was watching boxing, excuse me, back then, you would know that Eddie Hearns and Kell Brook didn't want this fight. They tried like hell to get out of this fight. They tried to fight a mandatory. I mean, they tried to duck this mandatory. But since he fought all his other mandatories, he had to fight Errol Spence. He was kind of trapped into fighting this. And he really didn't want this fight. But y'all let me know, man, who have a better jab than Errol Spence in boxing? Leave comments and let me know.